another handwriting lesson. Today we're going to be looking at the members of the bridge family. So before we start that, we're going to do a quick warm-up. So as we learned from our last session, we have two lines on our page. We've got the top solid line and the bottom solid line, and in the middle we've got the space in between. So I'm going to start in the middle between the top solid line and the bottom solid line. I'm going to draw a straight line, a short line to the bottom solid line, and then I'm going to do another one, and another one, and another one. Can you do 4 of those, please, leaving space between them? Then what I'm going to ask you to do is I'm going to ask you to do 4 tail lines. So the line starts in between the top solid line and the bottom solid line, and it goes all the way to the bottom solid line and then past it. Again, starting the space between the two lines and drawing a straight line all the way down. Starting in the space between the top solid line and the bottom solid line and going all the way down. Can you do 4 of those, please? Then we're going to do a mixture of short lines and tail lines. So we're going to do a short line and then a tail line. Short line and a tail line. Short line and a tail line. Can you do the same as me, please, and do it to the end of the page? Right, we're going to start today with the letter N or N, and it starts in the very same way as we have done with our just a short line. So I want you to practice doing a short line, starting in the space between the top solid line and the bottom solid line, and you're just going to draw a straight line down to the bottom solid line. Can you do 4 of those, please? Then you're going to do a short line starting in the space between the top solid line and the bottom solid line, and it's going to go all the way down to the bottom solid line, and you're going to go back and over in the space between the top solid line and the bottom solid line, down, back up and over. And I'm going to do 1 more. Can you do 3 of those, please? Right, the next step is to go over and go right to the bottom solid line, and you need to make sure that you have got a narrow bridge. So I'm going to start it in the same way, down, over, and a narrow bridge. Do it again, starting in the space between the top solid line and the bottom solid line, down, back up, and a narrow bridge. And do the same again. You need to make sure that the bridge between your 2 parts of your N or your N is narrow. Can you have a go at that, please, doing 3 of them? The last part is to form it in exactly the same way. Back over, narrow bridge, and this time you need to add a northeasterly joining line on at the end. Down, back up, over, and a northeasterly joining line. Can you do 3 of those, please? Right, we're going to move on to M now, or M, and it is the same. It's formed in exactly the same way. So we're going to start again and start our line in the space between the top solid line and the bottom solid line. We're just going to do straight lines. Okay. Can you do 3 of those, please? Then we're going to go down from the middle of from the space in between the top solid line and the bottom solid line, back up and over. So we're following exactly the same routine as we did for our letter N. Can you do 3 of those, please? Then we're going to go and we're going to form our narrow bridge as we've done previously. Back up, over, narrow bridge. Down, back up, over, narrow bridge. Down, back, over, and narrow bridge. It's really important that you try and make sure that all your letters look the same. Now for me, this one is not as neat or as perhaps the same size as the other two. So if I was wanting to improve on my next one, I'll probably put a dot under this one and I will do it one more time. Okay. Then what we're going to do is we're going to form the next bridge. So starting exactly the same way, down, over narrow bridge, then you're going to go back up the same line and another narrow bridge. Down, back up, narrow bridge, down, back up, narrow bridge, narrow bridge. Can you do 3 of those, please? And the last part is starting in the middle, in the space between the top solid line and the bottom solid line, all the way down, narrow bridge, northeasterly joining line, narrow bridge, northeasterly joining line, narrow bridge, northeasterly joining line.